and a big prize is up for grabs. Top spot in the group with the preliminary round winding down. And thanks for joining us here inside the TSN studio. I'm your host, Laura Dyken, joined alongside our analyst, Dave Reed. And thanks to those of you watching us on NHL Network as well. 2 games already final on this day 4 of the men's U18s. Hard to believe day 4 already. Canada has now won 2 in a row after knocking off Slovakia 4-3. While in Group B, Switzerland has also won 2 in a row now after knocking off Latvia 5-1 earlier in the day. And this is just how important today's game is between the U.S. and Finland. Whoever wins will be alone in top spot in the group with 1 more preliminary round game to go. With more now on this key Group B matchup, here's Dave Poulin and Victor Finlay.
There's lots being made about this American team and the talent that they've got up front, rightfully so, but we can't forget about the talent offensively that exists on the blue line as well.
Anytime you see talented forwards on a hockey team, they're getting the puck from somewhere, Victor. And with the U.S., they have 2 very talented puck-moving defensemen. Cole Hudson, number 14, Zeev Buium, number 28. Highly skilled, heads up all the time, indirect passes off the boards, catching their forwards in full flight. And the forwards, when you know you're going to get the puck in a good place, you move to good places. Cole Hudson will join his brother Lane at Boston University, and Zeev Buium will join his brother Shai at Denver. So rarely 2 brothers ahead of them. Both second-round draft picks, Buium to Detroit Red Wings, Lane Hudson to the Montreal Canadiens. So kind of a rare combination platter here, but the talent there of that group is very clear. And both technically underage defensemen of this tournament, too, with Buium being a late 05 and Cole Hudson being an 06 birthday. He's trying to track down the record for points by an underage defenseman in this tournament by an American, which is held by one of the best defensemen the country's ever produced, Ryan Suter.
While Victor and Dave focused on the U.S. blue line, we have to discuss this American top line. Ryan Leonard, Gabe Perreault, Will Smith, 7 points combined against Latvia, 12 against Germany. They are also 3 of the top scoring leaders for this entire tournament entering play on day 4. So whether you call them the 2-4-9 line, the Boston College line, it doesn't matter because they have been flat out dominant so far at this tournament, picking up right where they left off in the regular season. Why do they work so well together, Dave?
Well, they each bring a different element to the game. Will Smith, the center, is the playmaker, kind of you can say the brains is usually in the middle of a line. He's so smooth with the puck, sees his teammates so well. Gabe Perreault can kind of do it all. He scores goals. He also sets plays up. He actually holds the new record for most points in a single season. He passed Austin Matthews at 118. He now is 121 after 5 in the last game. Ryan Leonard is that physical, get in your face type of grind it out, work the corner. So all 3 of these guys together work so well together. One guy who can do it by himself is Cole Eiserman. 4 goals, a tournament and U.S. national team development program record in the tournament in 1 game. He now has 65 goals on the season. He is chasing Cole Caulfield's record of 72. Yeah, you think that's a long way to go. Don't think that Cole Eiserman cannot catch Cole Caulfield in this tournament. He's got an extremely dynamic shot, and he's not draft eligible until next season. He's an underage at the tournament.
The U.S. had 2 warm-up tournaments before this one. There was the 5 Nations in November, the 4 Nations in February. They lost just once. That was to Finland. So maybe out for a little revenge today, although the stakes are a little higher this time. It's our final game of day 4, and it's up next.
Hockey fans, get your Hockey Canada gear at shop.hockeycanada.ca, the official online store of Hockey Canada and the largest selection of Hockey Canada gear anywhere. Get jerseys, men's and women's tees, hoodies, headwear, and more. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. Shop.hockeycanada.ca, a Fanatics experience.
Tim Hortons is great if I want something quick and tasty.
On the go? Go for Tim's new savory pastries. They're freshly baked throughout the day, flaky, creamy, and served warm.
This could be my new favorite snack.
Available in herb and garlic and jalapeno, now served warm.
It's one of our very first foods. And sometimes the last thing before bed. It's loved by young and old. It's not just pasta. It's Ital pasta.
I can't believe this place is ours.
Should we go with Sunset Marigold or Bright-Eyed Susan?
Oh, you are the paint specialist. I'm better at sorting out our mortgage, which was super easy with RBC.
Super easy.
They paired us with our own mortgage specialist who give us helpful advice and our best rate.
Another good idea. Boom. Does RBC need a paint specialist?
Maybe.
I can work with maybe.
Get up to $3,500 and 55,000 Avion points with an RBC mortgage.
There have been 80 years of drafts.
I'm told the pick is in.
Thousands of names called.
Jerry Rice.
Eli Manning. Sauce Gardner.
But there's nothing like hearing yours.
A spectacular moment for this young man.
The NFL Draft on TSN.
Day 4 of the tournament, game 3 of the tournament for both these teams in action today from Basel. It's the United States versus Finland, our headline matchup in Group B at this year's 2023 Under-18 World Championship. These are two heavyweight teams, Dave Poulin. They've had a lot of success in this tournament in previous years, and we expect two medal contenders going head-to-head again today.
This will be fun today, Victor. When you start these tournaments, these preliminary rounds, you have your eye on a game somewhere down the line. As much you're focused on the teams you're playing, you're taking care of business, you're one of the powerhouse teams in this tournament, you have your eyes just slightly looking elsewhere, and that's where these two teams were heading for on this Sunday afternoon. It's going to be fun. Both talented teams offensively. A large part will be what happens through this neutral zone.
Both these teams are 2-0 in this tournament. U.S. have outscored their opponents 19-2, whereas the Finns, it's been a closer margin, 9-4 through their first two victories over the Swiss and Latvia. As we start things off with Drew Fortescue back at his own zone, USA will claim early possession with the 2-4-9 line out there to start, and all three of them making their way through the American USNTDP record book throughout this tournament. That'll continue to be a theme all the way until their final game. As it's picked up and brought around the net by Jesse Nurmi to the line. Shot steered towards the starting netminder Augustine. Doesn't have to make a save here, though, as Drew Fortescue sends it back behind the net. Cole Hudson is under pressure. Jesse Kiiskinen on the forecheck, and Will Smith will slow it down.
That's an excellent forecheck by the Finns on that first shift. Good pressure up ice, pressure below the goal line. Keep that big line in their own end.
Niilo-Pekka Muonen starts up ice. He runs right into Ryan Fine. Give it over to Moore. Here's Oliver Moore. He scores! Just over a minute in. Quick strike from Oliver Moore, and the United States have claimed a 1-0 lead.
And after a great and dominant first 45 to 50 seconds, the Finnish group up the boards, full control of the puck, and it's an angle, just a little bit of a bobble and an angle by Ryan Fine in the middle of a line change. And he just puts it into open ice. Oliver Moore pops in and makes no mistake. A little bit of confusion on that Finnish bench right there. What a finish for Oliver Moore. What a start for USA.
Could not draw it up any better than that for Dan Muse and his group. And the Finns are on their heels early. Ryan Fine will draw the lone assist. It's his third assist of the tournament, as Oliver Moore has his third goal, complete with 2 assists for 5 points.
Great support in the offensive end by Moore.
Out of Mounds View, Minnesota, that's just north of St. Paul, hometown of Oliver Moore. Once again, leading a strong contingency of Minnesota-born players on this American under-18 roster. As the Finns looking for an answer, Rasmus Kupalainen wraps it around the boards. It's stopped behind the net. Puck bounces loose over to Danny Nelson, and Kerry Terrance plays it ahead to center. Salvatore Guzzo. But Danny Nelson wraps it around the boards to the point. It's held in. Shot incoming from Zeev Buyam. Carries just wide of the net. Through the first 2 games of this tournament, all but 3 American skaters have registered a point, one of which surprisingly is Zeev Buyam, given the power play time he gets. And how good the power play has been to start this tournament for the Americans. That's a bit of a surprising statistic.
Well, it certainly is, but if they were giving out third assists, he'd have lots of those because he's been involved in a lot of very good offensive play.
Fortescue and Cleveland are the other two skaters who have yet to register a point, both defensemen. So every forward has factored into at least one goal for USA to the first two games and 19 goals of this tournament. Here's a shot from the short side. That'll be hung on to for the whistle.
Young James Higgins with a good opportunity coming off the wall. Very important the Finns stay to their game plan here. Only 2 shots for the Americans so far, but Brady Cleveland does a good job of pinching down that wall. The puck pops out to James Higgins. He goes short side. So Imo Vini's only seen 2 shots, but they've both been quality ones. The first one beating him by Oliver Moore.
Over to the near side, Oni Lind plays it across. There's a great save for Trey Augustine. His best save of the tournament so far. And back across and over the line it comes. James Higgins plays it around to the corner. It's picked up by Tom Leppa.
That is an enormous save for Augustine. A clean rush by the Finns and a backhand pass across. Strong opportunity, and Trey Augustine keeps it at 1-0.
Here come the Finns charging it over the line. Another shot from Kiskinen. A prime real estate look, but he just missed the mark. And Ramanadian throws it out in front. Up it comes for Gabe Perreault. In over the line, plays it back. Will Smith with Leonard in front. Here's the shot, scores! Ramanadian from the line, and it's 2 in the first period for USA.
After 2 excellent opportunities for Finland to tie the game up at 1, Manedian starts the play behind his net. And talented players are allowed to use the space in front of the net. He puts it up into the hands of the very capable Perreault. Will Smith, what patience for Smith. Just swing around, read the play, find out what's happening. Calm, use the space that's given it to you, and he sees Manedian, who's beaten his guy up ice, wide open and no mistake for Aram Manedian. Starts it and ends it.
First of the tournament for Manedian from Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey, just south of the New York border. Boston College commit, one of 6 on this under-18 American roster. So 4 minutes in, we've seen more than a couple prime looks for either side and 2 goals for the United States off of them. Still lots more to go. Zeev Boyum back up high for Kerry Torrance. For Boyum off his skate. Sent in from the line, and Vini had to be careful there as it's for Torrance in the corner. Sends it behind the net for Fine, and here's Oliver Moore. Kupalainen takes him out along the boards as Fine handles into the slot. Passes off, across it comes for Zeev Boyum, and he's got to go back to center.
A little dangerous up near that blue line. That lateral pass across with 3 U.S. attackers right along that blue line. If that puck gets poked the other way, it is gone for Finland.
Stretched back into the Finnish zone. Tossed around the boards. Danny Nelson with Beckett Hendrickson behind Emil Vini. Staying with it is Danny Nelson, the Notre Dame commit, back to the point. Passes off of the backhand. Into the corner goes Drew Fortescue. Picked up by Emil Pieniemi. Nowhere to go with it, though, as it comes out for Mitja Jokinen. And now Costa Helenius gets his first touch of the game. Underage forward. Made a real impression on us in game number 1 against the Swiss.
Nice defensive play by Danny Nelson, showing it at both ends of the ice. Some strong board play. Nice little pass to create a scoring opportunity. Then 200 feet later, he's behind his own net along the goal line, helping his D out. Makes a lot of coaches happy to see someone playing end-to-end like that.
And over the line comes Oni Lind. Crunched into the boards by Brady Cleveland. Now Emil Kusala breaks free. Just throws it around. Fallen Lepa's there. Aaron Manadian behind the net. Has it knocked free. And down the ice it goes. Will Vogt was the last to touch it, so this will be icing to USA.
The talented pair of Gabe Perreault and Will Smith was assists on that last goal by Manadian. The ability of those defenders to join the play, and a couple of excellent scoring opportunities for Finland, though. Unable to cash at 1-0, and all of a sudden, one opportunity back. Manadian finishes the Will Smith dish.
Another shot from the line didn't get through. Here's Zachary Scholes tied up with Nurmi, and now Heinonen takes it. Back to the line, another shot off the end boards. Nurmi dumped into the corner by Scholes. Rather make that Brady Cleveland as it comes back out to center ice. Up and over goes Viti Väisänen. Chance developing the other way for Hagens as he tried to stick handle in front of Vini. Escorted away from the net, and a shot right in high on the crest is held on to for the whistle. Hot start in this one. It's an early 2-0 lead for the United States.
It's about more than the goals they score. It's about life skills they learn. It's about friends they make. It's about their love for hockey. None of it would be possible without the assist you can provide. The Hockey Canada Foundation Assist Fund is breaking down barriers to get Canadian youth on the ice and in the game. Every child deserves the chance to play. Donate now at hockeycanadafoundation.ca.
2 pieces of seasoned chicken for $2.99 on a Tuesday? How freaking dare they? My lemon herbs and spices is my original recipe. They must be out of their minds. Enjoy. And they're giving it away for $2.99 in this economy?
Good view of the talented young James Hagen. So a double underage, technically a late 06 birthday, and you can see the skill that makes a lot of colleges want to change that uncommitted that's under his name, the only uncommitted player that hasn't decided where he's going to matriculate. A lot of schools would like to change that.
Matriculate. Big word. That's a college-educated word right there.
It's a college word. You only get to matriculate when you go to college, of course.
James Hagens is born November 3rd of 2006. So you said it, Pooley. He is a double underager. He's not eligible to the 2025 NHL draft. So NHL teams and scouts and colleges, whatever, will have a long time to wait and salivate over his skill.
Already a good size, 5'10", starting to fill out.
There's Ryan Leonard. Moves it around the boards. It's picked off and swept ahead to center. Tuomas Ornin, sharp angle, and Augustine the save. The rebound pops out to Leonard quickly through center. USA in transition. Puck is taken away by Aaron Kiviharju. Stripped away right back, though, by Will Smith. It's got Gabe Perreault down low. And Kiviharju will send the pass ahead to center, right off a body. It's brought in just over the line by Paul Fisher. Here's Gabe Perreault. He centers. That one's off the paddle of Vini. He gets it right back, takes another shot, and fires it wide. 3 goals and 2 assists for a 5-point outing against the Norwegians for Gabe Perreault. That was more than enough to give him the overall #1 record for most points in a single season by a player with the USNTDP. Passing Austin Matthews in his original record of 117 points.
Some pretty good names you're throwing around over there, Victor. This talented trio has been so good together, and all 3 of them headed to Boston College.
From the lines worked over to the far side, Pieniemi. That number for Matthews might get passed twice in this tournament, by the way. Will Smith is currently at 113 points himself. Perreault's at 121. And will continue to build on that record throughout the course of this tournament.
You know, it's important that the Finns stick with it here. They've had 3 or 4 excellent scoring opportunities, missing the net on 2 of them. Trey Augustine coming up big on a couple of others. So you're walking into the arena, see 2-0, you think this is lopsided. It's not. Finland has skated with the U.S. They haven't finished with them.
It was almost 1-1 at one point, headed up in for a great cross-crease save from Trey Augustine.
When you talk about timely saves in a tournament, Victor, that's a great example of one right there. Not volume of saves, it's the timing of them that's so important.
Here's Lind, shot, carries wide. This game right here, it's essentially win the game, you win the group. Finland will finish out their group stage against Norway. And USA will finish against the Swiss. So it would take a monumental upset for things to change. So a lot riding on this one today in the group stage. Hard hit along the far side from Danny Nelson, but Finland come right back in over the line. Topias Heinonen directed into the corner boards. Gets some support from Nurmi, but it's Aaro Manatian who brings it back in behind Augustine and passes out to the far side. Down ice it goes. Slaggert racing after it. Finns will take it away and brought in over the line by Kiskinen. Up to the outside by Cole Hudson. Backhand pass from Fortescue is intercepted. A battle for it along the end boards. Danny Nelson, Drew Fortescue. It's a piece Heinonen and Jesse Kiskinen. Kicks out to Cole Hudson, who passes ahead on the left side for Slaggert. Here comes Carter Slaggert. It's knocked away from him back to center. And skating it over the line is Will Smith. Good stick gets in the way. Kalle Kangas with the defensive play. And back over the line, Ryan Leonard can't drive to the net. Out to center, Costa Helenius chips it past one. Chases after it. Bumps Gabe Perreault in the corners. It comes out to the far side in front of the American bench. And cross ice it comes. Kicked in by Perreault.
Always interesting, Victor, to see the untraditional numbers of 2 and 4 with the forwards with Will Smith and Gabe Perreault, because you're thinking, wow, that's a defenseman up ice. And then, no, that's a very talented forward up ice.
Back around the net. Shot incoming from Hagens, didn't get through. Will filter it down low. Trying to pick that up was Cole Eiserman, who we haven't seen a whole lot from so far in this game. He had 4 goals against the Norwegians. Ties the tournament record for most goals in a single game. He's the first American to score 4 in a game since Isaac Howard did so last year against the Canadians. High in the slot. First shot from Boehm doesn't get through. Still got it and sends this one wide, blocker side on Vini. Boehm along the boards. Back to the line. Hagens trying to hold it in. He can't. And out it comes.
See Boehm showing that deception that we talked about pregame, that he's so capable of his lateral movement in the offensive zone. The scoring opportunities he creates both for himself and for others.
Chipped around the boards. Emil Järventie passes back. Kupalainen will set it back again. Finns will complete a change.
Things have settled in a little bit now in this hockey game, and very important that the Finns end this period this way or better. They've had their opportunities. They've got to understand that. They will continue to get them. They've got some talented players up front.
Oni Lind directed to the end boards. There's going to be a penalty here on the play. Emil Kusala has it. Could be Zachary Schultz to the box if and when USA get their next touch.
Aggressive finish by Zach Schultz along the end boards, and the referee with great eyes on it. Just watched him come up high a little bit on the finished player.
Into the slot. Here is the touch. So we'll take a break. Finland to the power play when we come back.
Hockey fans, get your Hockey Canada gear at shop.hockeycanada.ca. The official online store of Hockey Canada and the largest selection of Hockey Canada gear anywhere. Get jerseys, men's and women's tees, hoodies, headwear, and more. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. Shop.hockeycanada.ca, a Fanatics experience.
Internet without malicious websites. Without malware-ridden files. Zen. Be more cyber zen. Get NordVPN.
When pain says it's time to go home, I say, not yet. Aleve, who do you take it for?
Zach Scholl's in the box, and first opportunity for Finland to get back into things on the power play.
Just a little rub out along these end boards, but you can see the stick come up a little bit into Lind's face, and a strong finish by Schultz, just a little bit high. Unfortunately, the referee with great eyes on it. Danny Muse does not want that situation. Game which he's up 2-0, giving this talented Finnish power play an opportunity to produce.
2 for 6 in the tournament. The Finns on the power play. USA perfect 100% on the penalty kill. They got the best penalty kill and the best power play in this tournament. A combined 150% between the two of them. Is Helenius back to the line for Aron Kiviharju. For Helenius up the middle, a shot from Urin, and Karen's high over the net, now to play.
Looking to that pop man in the middle. Uronen just gets set up a little bit, but a good read by the defender, getting his stick on that pass. And 2 right shots, very highly skilled players. Helenius and Kiskinen have both been factors on the power play.
Moore versus Helenius on the face-off, and Helenius wins it back. Allows Finland to set it up. Kupalainen for Helenius, to the line for Kiviharju. Skates it over, back over for Konsta. Helenius shoots, scores! Through traffic on the power play, and Finland have their first of the contest to shrink the lead down to 1.
Great movement along the top of the box for the Finnish squad. Helenius essentially fills the space voided as you watch the walk across the top of the blue line. Good patience down low, and then it's this walk right here along the top. Kiviharju clears space. You fill the space behind him if you're Helenius. Wait for the traffic in front of Trey Augustine and release the puck. High stick side. We'll get a good shot of the traffic in front right there. Look at the bodies crossing in front of Trey Augustine, and a good release by Helenius. I thought he was the best Finnish player in that first game. No fear at all on the offensive end of things.
First of the tournament for Helenius, who despite being born in May of 2006, played most of his season in the top Finnish Liga for Jukurit. 33 games, not to be confused with Jokerit, 2 different teams. But Jukurit's head coach is longtime Finnish national team star Olli Jokinen. Back it over the line. USA, and on the attack it's Leonard, who's brought down. Spilled right in front of the crease. And back to the near side. Hard drive from Will Smith. And getting over to make the save is Vini. Moyen from the line. Leonard off the boards. Into the slot for Will Smith. Smith fires a shot. Vini the save. Back into the slot, looking to clear it out is Kiskinen. It'll be carried to the line by Heinonen and out to center.
Sweet feed by Bouillon over to Will Smith, and he got all of that one-timer.
Good response shift from the United States after conceding their first power play goal of the tournament. And Cole Hudson will chase it back here into his own zone.
There's the little deception right there. The swing puck over, or stick over puck rather.
Abracadabra, and the puck's in the offensive zone.
It is, isn't it? It looks like a magic wand.
Nice intercept from Aram Manadian. That allows Scholes to play it back over right to him. Backhanded in by Will Vogt. Yzerman with Hagens. Hagens cycles it around. No one's there in the corner. And allows Lepa to lift it out.
Manadian one day will run a college power play, and it sounds funny to say when he doesn't get an opportunity to here because of the talent in front of him with the two underagers.
He zipped across the crease. Kasper Halttunen backhanded it out to center. And it's passed ahead for James Hagens. Held to the outside by Junkeri. Looks to backhand it into the slot. It's intercepted. Alessiurua played it out. Right back in it comes for Aaron Kiviharju.
Will Vogt showed a good defensive stick on two different occasions there. He's the old guy, if you will, the 05 playing with the two kids, Hagens and Yzerman. So when you're considered the veteran and you're actually just pure draft age, Will Vogt doing a nice job of being in good defensive position.
Here's Kopalainen. They back to the line. Fanning on the shot is Viti Väisänen. Centering effort doesn't get through. Tom Leppa back to the line. Mitja Jokinen. Väisänen. He shoots. That got through, and Augustine sees it the whole way. He'll hang on with 2:54 remaining in the first.
We're going to go around the dog bowl. Then we're going to clean around the backpack. And finally...
Sir, is that a half-eaten lollipop?
Yep. Looking for that.
Avoids more of the objects you want it to avoid. Roomba Combo.
Engineers don't just build things. They build solutions to make our world better. From designing treatments that give hope to those facing disease, to smarter cities that help keep our loved ones safe. They build new ways to harness renewable energy to create a better tomorrow. And they make today brighter by sparking the confidence of a young child. Because that's what engineers do. They build hope for a better future for us all. Canada's engineers, building tomorrows.
Cooperators offers financial services and advice tailored to you, like the just trying to grow our investments as quickly as Penelope grows out of her clothes plan.
One goal in the game for Finland, and it belongs to their underage forward, Konsta Helenius, here on the power play.
Excellent movement across that blue line. Sets up the whole play, creating the space by moving across. Helenius fills in behind, so a lot of lateral movement, but more importantly, great traffic in front of Trey Augustine.
Back in behind the net here by Viti Väisänen. Mentioned Helenius played most of his year with Jukurit, the top Finnish league. He played there on loan. It's actually property of the Tappara junior program. They were able to loan him out to the Finnish top league for the season.
We've talked about the vertical development system in Finland that lets guys play for multiple teams during the course of a year. So you have an opportunity to really dominate with your age group and yet play up and get challenged as well. So in many ways, it's an ideal development system that lets you excel with your age group, but also be challenged on a constant basis if you're almost too good for that age group.
Seen some great players go through that Tappara program before. Great examples with Patrick Laine and Alexander Barkov, who graduated early in their careers to play in the top Finnish Liga.
Of course, we see them in the Champions League as well, Victor, a team that's competed well in that league, another series that we do here on TSN.
Tappara just won their first ever Champions League title this year. Big deal for them, having been in that tournament every year since its creation.
It is a big deal, too. They start crossing over to the DEL and the Swiss League and across various leagues. There's a lot of pride involved in that tournament. Another name we mentioned frequently, Donnie Jackson.
I was at perfect time to bring him up today, Pooley.
Completing his 9th career DEL championship, the former defenseman from Notre Dame and the Edmonton Oilers, won a Stanley Cup in Edmonton's had a long and storied career as the head coach in Mannheim, did a great job there, and coached in the DEL and coached in the Champions League. We see him every year. It seems like he's a regular visitor.
Yeah, with Red Bull Munich in the Champions League, the most successful German team in the history of the CHL. And winners today over Ingolstadt in Game 5. So Don Jackson, what a career. They call him the German Scotty Bowman with 9 titles as a head coach. and 4 years at the University of Notre Dame in the 70s.
Just ahead of me. He graduated the year that I came in as a freshman.
A lot of European League finals happening just before the World Championship gets started in Finland and Latvia in May. Great time of the year for hockey worldwide. Here's Ryan Fine in the slot. Passes out in front. Comes out for Minetti. Passes right back to the line and out to center. And that's picked off. Back in and trying to make a move was Orinen. Stripped neatly of the puck. And crisis averted for the United States.
Strong recovery by Zach Schultz. Gave that puck up and then took it right back away.
There's Kasper Halttunen darting in on the wing, and Augustine absorbs that shot with no rebound on the doorstep.
Trey Augustine off his angle a little bit there. Maybe overloaded a little bit outside the post, it seemed like, but got good enough positioning to take that opportunity away. And talked about Halttunen a lot, flying down that wing. There was a takeaway by Zach Schultz. Good recovery. The big defenseman head of the University of Wisconsin. Captain of this hockey club and always proud to wear the C on that jersey.
Got some good players, good defensemen go through that Wisconsin Badgers program over the years, haven't they?
Oh yes, a lot of them were there at the same time when, when I was scouting them.
Off the draw, shot, scores! On the rebound, Arttu Aliasorua jams it home, and the Finns have come back to tie the game at 2.
Face-off play so critical, and a little win and a follow. Having to stay with your man on that face-off coverage off the boards. Aliasorua gets one bang at it off the outside of the post and then follows and is able to tuck it over that goal line. Watch the follow. Hart one off the post. Augustine got a piece of that first one, unable to cover. And right back at an even score late in this first period. Conversation going on with the official and Dan Muse here. I'm not sure what it's about, but his patient Finnish club down 2-0 early in what looked like it could be a blowout game. The Finns said no such thing. Able to get back into it with a power play goal to start with. Little bit unhappy look on the face of Dan Muse there. These two teams are too strong and evenly matched to expect a blowout of any sort. We have what has grown into an evenly played first period here. The Finns coming on strong in the second half.
Still time, and this shot is ripped wide, sent right back across. Essi Nurmi hustles over to it. To Pius Heinonen. Puck is worked away and fed down the ice. Here's Yzerman with the backhand up high on Vini, and he catches that for the whistle.
I mentioned Will Vogt earlier on the defensive side of things. Here we have an offensive side. Play strong stick along the boards, head up, sees Yzerman cutting across just outside the blue line, and a backhand opportunity. Kiviharju back is able to angle him a little bit to the outside, but Yzerman showing that speed and skill once again.
Ending this period the same way we started it, very eventfully. Final 10 seconds. Finland to center. Swept in. Right past Trey Augustine. Lind in the corner. And time will run out on the first period of play. But not before we get one more penalty. Maybe a couple that'll carry over to the second.
It's going to be a late call on Yzerman in the slot.
So Finland, who were down by 2 to start this game, have tied it and will start this second period on the power play. 2-2 the score in Basel after 20.
Interrupted by dry eyes? Get fast-acting relief with Hydrosense eye drops. Made with a naturally sourced lubricant. Hydrosense eye drops.
I can't believe this place is ours.
Should we go with Sunset Marigold or Bright-Eyed Susan?
Oh, you were the pain specialist. I'm better at sorting out our mortgage, which was super easy with RBC.
Super easy.
They paired us with our own mortgage specialist who give us helpful advice and our best rate.
Another good idea. Boom. Does RBC need a paint specialist?
Maybe.
I can work with maybe.
Get up to $3,500 and 55,000 Avion points with an RBC mortgage.
Wow, the source really has headphones for running, weightlifting, gaming, crafting, working, flying, yogaing.
Find the latest headphones for everything you do at the source, of course.
Nasal irrigation works. Navage makes it easy.
You need to clean that stuff out of your nose.
Navage uses powered suction to help flush out allergens, mucus, and germs.
I love this thing.
It's nice to breathe.
Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Elevate your experience with Genesis, with transparent, all-inclusive pricing and Genesis at-home services, where opulent craftsmanship enhances the beauty of openness. And the Genesis complimentary 5-year care plan gives you peace of mind. Electric luxury is here in the first ever Genesis electrified GV70. Electric elevated.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat. Carbs to help fuel your working muscles. And fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
I was exercising, I was eating right. I always had borderline high blood pressure, and it happened.
Know the signs. If you think you're having a heart attack, call 911, then chew 2 aspirin 81 milligrams. Carry aspirin 81 milligram with you. It may help save your life.
The Masked Singer is back!
The new season is epic, with weekly themes.
New York night, 80s night, Alba night,
and a new twist.
Whoa!
That will have everyone talking.
What? Somebody's messing with us.
Get into The Masked Singer, Wednesday, 8/9 Mountain, only on CTV. Stream on all your favorite devices.
All right, golf fans, live from New Orleans, the PGA Tour continues with the Zurich Classic. The golfers tee off for the final round today at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, right here on TSN. And what an entertaining period it was between the U.S. and Finland. Oliver Moore has now scored in all 3 games. He got it started. Here's what he had to say after the period.
Oliver, your 3rd goal in 3 games here. What's going right for you at the tournament?
Yeah, I just think our line's playing really well right now, and obviously our power play's playing well too. And yeah, I mean, we've had a couple kind of out-of-hand games, but it's nice to get on the score sheet for sure.
Between the 2 U.S. goals, Trey Augustine made a couple huge saves. What kind of confidence does he give you guys knowing that he's back there for you?
Yeah, he's been great for us all year. I mean, he's just a brick wall back there, and we're obviously really confident playing in front of him, and he's a confident goaltender as well, so.
Finland got a couple goals to tie it up. What do you guys have to do to get back on top?
Yeah, I think just stick to our identity. I mean, get pucks deep. I think just keep on working hard, and good things will happen.
Appreciate the time, Oliver. Thank you.
Thank you.
These 2 teams playing like first place in Group B is on the line. David, Laura, back with you once again inside the TSN studio. So here's the U.S. jumping out to a lead, not even 4 minutes in, they're up 2-0, and we're saying this is going to be their toughest test. But it didn't really look like it right off the hop, Dave.
Great way to start. The teams that start early usually are the teams that are going to end up winning the game because the other team is chasing the game. That's what Finland was doing. Give them credit for coming back, though. Absolutely great start. A little bit of a miscue early by Finland. You don't see this a lot. This is Aaron Kiviharju leaving the ice, and while he's leaving the ice, his teammate loses the puck, and Oliver Moore and Ryan Fine combine for a beautiful goal. You can see Kiviharju going off the ice, and the puck actually just takes a little skip, and that was more of the problem than Kiviharju. As Fine picks up the puck, tosses it over to Moore, and Moore, beautiful start for U.S. This is a great play below the net there and it was Aaron Median. He starts behind the net, and he follows the play up, and Will Smith, we've seen this all tournament, Will Smith's ability to peel back, have a look, find the late man, and finds the defenseman who starts the play with a really solid play behind the net, scoring a second goal. 2 quick goals by the U.S., started to carry the play, and then they ran into a little penalty problem.
And then we're thinking, here we go again, another blowout by the U.S. We've been used to seeing that already here in Switzerland. But yes, don't count out Finland, last year's bronze medalist. The U.S. penalty kill has been lights out so far. This is actually the first power play goal they've given up. And then just before the end of the period, the Finns strike again.
Little communication error by a couple of U.S. defensemen off a face-off. You're not going to win every face-off, but the key to the face-off is having communication, and you can see the 2 defensemen talking. That's Steve Boyum. He reaches in over the stick of Alessura, the goal scorer, and as he reaches in over the stick, he kind of bumps into Paul Fisher, his defense partner. Nobody really takes the eventual goal scorer. Here's the bump. It's like, I've got him, but I've got to get past my defenseman. This would have been a little communication to say, you stick with this guy, I'll take the shot, I'll move up to the front of the net. I'm not a big fan of having 2 defensemen stand in front of the net, and that's usually the reason why. If they do bump into each other, there's nobody left to pick up the front of the net. Much prefer a defenseman on the side and a winger in that position. Anyhow, both defensemen bump into each other and leaves the guy wide open, and it's 2-2. And these little things happen, but these are learning things for this team because Finland's good on draws. They're good on set plays. It was not necessarily a set play. It was just a miscue by defense pair by the U.S. results in the tying goal.
We've had some good games already today. We may have saved the best for last. Yes, U.S. and Finland, the second period is coming up. But when our intermission continues, we'll get you caught up on what has already been a busy and eventful day 4 at these U18s.
Fun at visitcalifornia.com.
Try Tide Power Pods with 85% more Tide in every pod.
Who needs that much more Tide?
He does.
No, what does that mean?
It means you're gonna need more Tide.
Aww.
Who's gonna need more Tide? You are. Yes, you are. The more adorable, more Tide. Everyone's gonna need more Tide.
You're gonna need more Tide.
It's a mess out there. That's why there's 85% more Tide in every Power Pod.
Elevate your experience with Genesis, with transparent, all-inclusive pricing and Genesis at-home services, where opulent craftsmanship enhances the beauty of openness. And the Genesis complimentary 5-year care plan gives you peace of mind. Electric luxury is here in the first ever Genesis electrified GV70. Electric elevated.
Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, brings you the world's first power load string trimmer with Line IQ. So smart, it loads the line off.
Electric elevated.
Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, brings you the world's first power load string trimmer with Line IQ. So smart, it loads the line automatically. With Line IQ, there's no bumping, so you can work faster. Find an Ego retailer near you.
I can't believe this place is ours.
Should we go with Sunset Marigold or Bright Eyed Susan?
Oh, you were the paint specialist. I'm better at sorting out our mortgage, which was super easy with RBC.
Super easy.
They paired us with our own mortgage specialist who give us helpful advice and our best rate.
Another good idea. Boom. Does RBC need a paint specialist?
Maybe.
I can work with maybe.
Get up to $3,500 and 55,000 Avion points with an RBC mortgage.
And fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated, so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
I want you to picture someplace that you love. Someplace that makes you happy. Visualize it.
There's nothing I can say. It's gonna bring her back.
Do you hear anything?
Hey.
Hey there, stranger.
Maggie and I are just friends, Roy.
Are you sure? This is where she feels safe. This is where she belongs.
And what do you see?
Sullivan's Crossing. New episode tonight, 7/10 Central, only on CTV. Stream on all your favorite devices.
All the focus on these highlights are in Group A. Slovakia and Canada meeting in the first game of the day. Starting off in the third period, Canada with a 3-1 lead, but the Slovaks not going away. It's Roman Kuchenberg with a drop pass to Peter Cesar. Slovakia came back from a 2-goal deficit against Sweden in its last game, and look at this, within one against Canada. But shortly after that, Canada on the power play and getting a little insurance, much needed insurance. Macklin Celebrini, the 16-year-old. And that ended up being the game winner as Canada takes it 4-3. Canadians have now won 2 in a row. And staying in Group E, Group A, or Group E, I guess. Sweden and the Czechs now still waiting for our first goal of the game. We're now in the third. The Czechs about to go shorthanded when coach Jakob Petter has some words for the ref for miss too many men penalty. He's given a delay of game call for all of those words and all of his troubles. So Sweden now with a 2-man advantage, and the Swedes would convert on the power play. Tom Olander finally breaks through the game's first goal. Sweden has yet to trail in this tournament. The Swedes would add an empty netter to take this one 2-0. A much more defensive affair than we were expecting between the Swedes and the Czechs. As we take a look at today's scores, the other one that we haven't mentioned yet, Switzerland, a 5-1 win over Latvia. So Switzerland has punched its ticket through to the quarterfinals. Let's look at these Group A standings now. With Sweden's win here over the Czechs, Sweden will finish in first place in Group A. Canada with a day off tomorrow. Canada and the Czechs will fight it out on Tuesday. That is the final day of the preliminary round. That's the story with Group A. When it comes to Group B, almost all the puzzle pieces have been figured out. Norway and Latvia, still no points to show for it. They'll actually play each other tomorrow. Something's got to give, right? One of these teams will pick up at least 2 points, and that result will go a long way into deciding who will be the final team to make the quarterfinals from that group. So now you are all up to date on what's happened so far at day 4 at these U18s. When we come back, second period, and a great one so far between the U.S. and Finland.
After thousands of sleeps and hundreds of bedtime stories, your bed has done so much for you. But it's time to make a switch at the Time to Switch event. Plus, get a Bloom mattress starting at only $3.99.
Book that trip to Vegas.
In this economy? What are we, rich? Are we rich? Oh, what a relief. No more secretly renting the attic to that scary lodger that I met at the reservoir.
We're not rich. I use Kayak to compare hundreds of travel sites to get a great deal on our flight, car, and hotel.
Who goes to the reservoir?
Kayak. Search one and done.
Nick is sharpening his reflexes for the rally-inspired 300 horsepower GR Corolla. And why is Kim doing this? Because her GR86 can corner like this. Oh, and Carlos, he's getting racetrack ready for his circuit-crushing GR Supra. Toyota GR vehicles are here. Get ready.
Here's how to build the deck of your dreams. With Voyage Composite Decking, you aren't just building a beautiful new deck. You're building something that spans generations. Because we guarantee that over time, there'll be morning workouts, cannonball competitions, and plenty of years for the grill master to shine. Voyage Composite Decking, available nationally at home hardware building centers. Here's how.
Hi, this is us. You like saving money?
Yeah.
Did you know you can earn Avion points when you pay with your RBC debit card?
You gotta make it count.
Switch to RBC and get $350.
When I found out you were a spy, everything makes sense. 17 years into marriage, we can finally be honest with each other.
You want to use Helen as an undercover?
I don't think this is a good idea.
How about I train you?
Oh, I invented a new move.
Oh, you gotta show me.
I feel like I'm lying all the time.
We're protecting people. We're doing something important here.
Go, get out of there now. Whoa!
A new
True Lies. Wednesday, 10/8 Mountain, only on CTV. Stream on all your favorite devices.
Lots happening in that opening period between the U.S. and Finland. Again, these two teams fighting for top spot in Group B. Let's get you back to Basel. And here again, Victor and Dave.
On the season collective, this is the third meeting between USA and Finland. The first two, they split either way. The USA beat Finland early in the season 7-5 at a back-and-forth affair. And through the first 20 minutes of this one at the U18 Worlds Pooley, looks like we could be in for something similar to the rubber match.
We knew these two teams would be competitive, Victor. This is the top of the table in this division, and we knew this would be the game that both were pointed at, both were looking at. U.S. off to a great start, up 2-0 early in the game. But now Finland battling back, and even when it was 2-0, they'd had their opportunities. Here we'll see the penalty in the slot to Cole Eiserman. Ooh, that's a high cross check rather. He might have been fortunate to only get 2 on that play. The U.S. will start on their penalty kill. Their power play, or their penalty kill rather, had been perfect through the tournament until that first period, when it was solved by Helenius from the point. Konsta Helenius getting that shot through from the point, the first power play goal to be scored against the U.S. Now another opportunity for Finland to strike.
So the Finns are now 3 for 7 on the power play at the U18s, and they will start the second stanza up a man with Eiserman in the box officially. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Here's Kasper Halttunen. Plays it up high for Aaron Kiviharju. He's got Helenius on the near side. Halttunen takes the shot from almost the exact same spot that Helenius scored back in the first. Doesn't get it through this time as Konsta Helenius takes it on the wing. Up high for Aaron Kiviharju. Fires this shot and did not get much of that from the corner. Fortescue will send that out off the boards.
Kiviharju, the key of walking that blue line, able to go either way with it. Now he's got Helenius on the one-timer on the other side from what their first look was.
USA get another clear down the ice. Aaron Kiviharju was a double underage defenseman last season. Underage again this year.
Looks very comfortable running that power play.
Jesse Nurmi right in toward Trey Augustine, and he'll smother this for the whistle.
Strong effort through the first minute plus of this power play. U.S. doing a good job of really focusing on Kiviharju up at the top there, but a little different configuration. These teams scout each other so well, and even what worked in the first period, the Finns going to a little different look on their first power play of the second period.
Danny Nelson tries to win the drawback. Finland will take control. Esi Kiiskinen slings it across. Up high. Pininiemi. His shot's blocked by Gus. We didn't see where the puck was, though. That allows Finland to hold it in. Esi Kiiskinen to the far side. Cross ice looking for Pininiemi. Didn't get there. And angled off the boards and out by Zach Schultz.
Danny Nelson with strong body position on that first one with the block, and then the stick position a little bit lower in that box.
Yaraventi almost stripped of it by Smith. Right back out to the front comes Esi Kiiskinen, and Augustine makes the save, and the puck is cleared. That'll conclude the Finnish power play to start the period.
Just near the end of that penalty kill, the talented Will Smith out there defending. Gabe Perreault joining him now, right back to the first line for the U.S.
Perreault centers and did not connect. That was easily intercepted. Only Lynn carries it back the other way with Tom Leppa. And Emil Kusala taken up ice by Ryan Leonard. Runs this one ahead of the target, Smith. Scooped up and carried in deep by Väisänen. Turns it around. Here comes Emil Kusala. Snapped up for Lind. Take it away, and Leonard serpentining around in the corner. Looks to shake off Leppa. He's brought down. Aggressive play by Leppa on the forecheck, and he's going to get penalized for it. And that'll send USA to their first power play of the game.
Somewhat fortunate for Ryan Leonard there. You can see the strength of Leonard as he turns back into Leppa. Lapagiso, it's the stick swing, and the first one is fine. The stick swing rather into the skates knocks Leonard off his feet. That's the call on the second portion of it. Lepa, of course, not agreeing. Yet to see a player agree, shake his head up and down when he gets in that penalty box. Usually it's going side to side.
Quick shot from Cole Yzerman is blocked. 6 for 12, 50%. Best power play in the tournament belongs to Team USA thus far. Oliver Moore skates it down low behind Vini. Cole Yzerman sets up on the near side. Moore skips it back across. Vogt lays it down low for Hagens. Vogt will set up in front. Here's Oliver Moore looking for Vogt. Off the stick of Kiviharju. And around past the line, out to center it comes. Cole Hudson. Back for Yzerman. So Dan Muse starting with the youngsters on this power play. 3:06 is out there. And Finland sprint out to center. Alasiurua, the first of the 2 Finnish goals in this game. Now to check that, the second as it comes back over to the near side.
Pretty nice option to go with Yzerman and Hagens on that second unit that we've spoken about. Hudson, the quarterback on this one.
Good pass right to Cole Yzerman. Right on the mark. Cole Yzerman, 6th of the tournament on the power play. USA restore the lead.
That would be Cole to Cole, Hudson to Yzerman. And a pair of Coles on the goal with that one. Yzerman set up on that strong side. On his offside, you can see the deception of Hudson back in and out. And the lane opens up. Perfect pass across. No chance at all for Vini. It's the passer and the receiver. The receiver, the slight adjustment, the setup, the full windup, and the pound into that empty net. What a dish by Cole Hudson. His 5th assist of the tournament.
So a Cole plus Cole equals a goal for the United States. On the power play, it's Hudson to Yzerman. And here they come right back again. Team USA threatening with Kerry Terrance, but he couldn't shoot. Knocked away. And now 7 for 13 on the power play to start this tournament as Team USA.
You got to be screaming if you're on the bench in Finland with Lauri Merkivi saying, hey guys, we have got to stay out of the box here. We cannot take penalties. That powerful power play just showed its wares there. The second unit, the first unit that drew it, the 249 line, didn't even get back out. You'd love that little internal competition between 2 talented groups like that. The youngsters, Hagens and Yzerman, leading the second unit, if you will. Can you even call it the first and second unit? Not sure you can with Cole Hudson quarterbacking the de facto second unit.
Here's Junkari. He passes across for Kiviharju. Takes a bit of a push. And toward the end boards. Back it comes for Junkari. His shot ricochets off the leg. Danny Nelson to the corner. And Nelson comes away with it. He's brought down behind the net with Kiskinen. He tries to center for Heinonen. Can't get the shot through. Heinonen will get it back. Jesse Kiskinen. Up to center, Junkari slips it around. Here comes Aaron Kiviharju. Shrugs off one. Gathering speed through center. Offloads. Nurmi back across off the boards for Scholes. Nelson to Scholes. Stick from Väisänen got in the way as it comes back out in front and pushed just wide of the net by Salvatore Guzzo. Chasing after it. Scholes first to it, icing to Finland.
A little generous on the icing call there, not quite over the goal line when that whistle blew. Nice pushback by the Finns right away again, just entering this mid portion of the second period. Youngster James Hagens gets his third point of the series with an assist on that power play goal. He had the second assist to Cole Hudson on the perfect pass to Cole Yzerman.
Here's Cole Hudson once again working his magic from the point. This time he's bumped out to center, turned it over, and the Finns skate in 3-on-2. Maxim Elisiev in the corner, rather Alessiurua, wrapped up by Cole Yzerman. Now Hudson tied up with Väisänen. And the breakout pass from Hudson, intercepted at center, staying with it though is Smith out of the net. Vini just steers it to the far side boards. And Jokinen, short pass ahead for Alessiurua. And over the line, Kanga's shot from well out. That's no problem for Trey Augustine. Cole Yzerman on the power play from Cole Hudson has it a 3-2 lead for USA.
Hi, I'm Dan McKinley from Sleep Country here in our Innovation Center with a real game changer, our lifestyle adjustable bases. We know your bedroom has become central to your life, so with you in mind, we've created the largest lineup of lifestyle bases in Canada that bring together technology, luxury, and comfort. Now you can actually customize how you sleep using remote control for limitless head and foot positions. You can also enjoy built-in massage features, an app for your phone, underbed lighting, alarm settings, and USB ports for charging your devices, and so much more. For a limited time, when you buy any lifestyle adjustable base at Sleep Country, you'll get 15% back on a promo card. That's a value of up to $1,200. Choose from a selection of our many models, and they're all in stock and ready for fast delivery. Hurry, shop with one of our sleep experts in-store or online today, and start sleeping better now. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
Well, there's one Yzerman. He doesn't have a goal in today's game, but there's another Yzerman with a different spelling that does.
Spells it a little differently, but he'd like him to join his club at some point in the future. I'll guarantee you that. I'm not sure Stevie Yzerman wants that draft pick as high as it's going to take next year to get Cole Yzerman, but he would love to see a different spelling name on that Detroit wheel wing jersey. Chris Draper to his right. Building full of scouts and managers, and many of whom wish they were back home in the NHL playoffs at this point, but Detroit will have its day in the near future.
Cole Yzerman playing not too far right now from Stevie Y and the Red Wings in Ann Arbor. Originally a Massachusetts product, playing in Michigan, and he's committed to Minnesota.
Getting his geography lessons all in order.
And who knows where his career will take him after that. As it comes over for Ryan Fine on the near side, slings this one across off the boards. Of course, there's a lot of GMs, directors of scouting, scouts from NHL organizations all over the league in Switzerland, in Joie and Basel for the length of this tournament. Not just a great opportunity to see the American players, but some of these European players as well that they haven't had a chance to see in person all year. As Oliver Moore passes it across. And back up high, Aaron Manetian. One goal already today. Skates around, still in the slot. Manetian in front. Vini gets over to make the save. It's in. They score. Chaos erupts in front of the Finnish net. They will look at this immediately. But if it stands, it will be a 4-2 lead for USA. It might have been Ryan Fine to get the last touch on it.
They're going to the video review. The referee designated right away, drawing the picture of the TV screen. If you go into video review, watch Vini's right leg here. This goal won't count. My guess is this goal will not count. That this pad will be pushed in. I think this puck is frozen under the pad of Vini. Right there. I think that puck is frozen, and now the stick comes in from Ryan Fine underneath and pushes it through. I don't think this will take long, and I don't think that this goal will count.
Call on the ice was good goal. Oh, now okay, so they've changed the call on the ice now to no goal, and now they will officially review it.
Okay, so that's getting help from the officials. That's the linesman getting involved with the referees. 4 people involved in that conversation, 2 people involved in this video review. We've got great eyes on the video. Oh, this is good, Victor. We've got great eyes on exactly what they're looking at right now. So the linesman, I think, designated to the referee that the puck was frozen under the pad, so they called it no goal on the ice. There's the puck off the post. Now it's frozen. Now a 1 count, a 2 count. That's slow motion. Now the stick from Ryan Fine comes in underneath the pad and drives the puck home. What a great view. Great camera work here.
Bringing the situation room to your living room from Basil.
I think that puck is frozen under the right pad. See CCM there, and I think it's frozen underneath that. Ryan Fine's stick comes in and drives it in. My guess is the call on the ice of no goal will stand.
And by the way, you're 1 for 1 so far in the tournament on these reviews. Batting 1,000%.
Putting my record on the line.
Referees today, Daniel Eriksson of Sweden, Loic Ruprecht of Switzerland, and on the lines, Shane Gustafsson of USA and Dominic Schlegel of Switzerland.
Such a nice option to be able to go to this now, Victor, rather than have in the past what was only the judgment of one official on the ice in the not too distant past that would be responsible for this. I also like the patience. It takes an extra 30 seconds, an extra 45 seconds. Got to get this call right. It's a 3-2 hockey game, far too important for both sides, and the seeding and what goes into this halfway through a hockey game to rush to this judgment.
So the original call was a good goal. Officials confirmed. They've changed the call on the ice to no goal. So for this to count, they would need to have sufficient conclusive evidence that this is indeed a good goal.
Great view of it there. Terrific view from that top camera. See, I think that's frozen long enough. But they're being patient with it.
Ryan Fine would be the goal scorer.
Ryan Fine's fine with it. He's totally fine with it. A Harvard-bound Ryan Fine going to play for Tandy Donato at that Fine program.
Would be his first goal of the tournament. These video reviews.
Wow.
It's a fine line between what's a good goal and what's not, isn't it?
Taking a little longer than I thought it would, Victor. A little longer than I thought it would. I've already made my mind up.
Yes, you have.
They're taking it.
If you were the goal judge, we'd be playing.
We'd be playing right now. They're taking a little longer than I did.
Or Mary Kivi, a coach of Finland.
Anguishing on the bench because he knows how important this call is.
You know, they've both had looks at it on the bench.
Battled back from a 2-0 deficit in this game once already. He doesn't want to battle back from another 2-goal deficit.
Okay, headsets off.
Helmet's on.
Here's a call. Dave Poulin is 2 for 2 in the tournament.
Ryan Fine is not pleased, but I believe that's the correct call. I believe that puck is frozen under the pad. You can't drive the goalie's pad into the net. Shakes it off and says, I'm going to go get another one.
Almost had the lead back to 2, but instead will remain 3-2. 12:25 to go in the second. Dan Muse will get the explanation.
Always like an explanation at that point, too. You know, just out of respect, you'll go and outline exactly what your thought process was. Very transparent in this. But Danny Muse doesn't have to like what he hears. Let's see if this swings the flow either way. If you're on the U.S. side, you're determined to come back and get another one. Now he wants the face-off inside the zone.
He's saying because I think that the goalie froze the puck that the faceoff should come inside.
He doesn't like much of anything that he hears right now from that referee. If I were that referee, I'd tell the other guy to go over and talk to him now. He doesn't like me anymore.
Faceoff does come outside the zone, and Finland will take it. Over to the near side. Laskiurova. Can't find the mark as Cole Eiserman will skate it back into his own territory.
These delays or breaks, Victor, after a call like that, can pull it either way. The Finns can show how determined they are. The U.S. can come right back and say, we're getting it back.
Well, Vogt slings it across, and Eiserman rips the shot just wide. Manetian falls, gets back to his feet. Fires a wrist shot, sharp redirection, but it's wide of the net. Vogt back to the slot, and a hard one-time drive from Manetian. Seeing lots of Aero Manetian today. USA stay on the attack, what a move, and they score again. James Higgins. This one will count, and the United States are back on top by 2, up 4-2.
Will Vogt is also going to Boston College. We've talked about that big line, but Vogt is all over this shift. He had 3 great setups. That's one of them. Watch the nifty move by James Higgins coming off the sideboards. There's the Vogt pass. Pulls it through the legs from behind to the backhand. Watch Higgins coming across here. Watch the niftiness right here. Oh, toe drag backwards through the feet. That is a slick move by the double underage James Higgins.
That's his first of the tournament. Grew up about 25 miles east of Nassau Coliseum. Grew up an Islanders fan. Big game for the Islanders going on today. And Higgins, the underager, continues to add to the point production total for the group of 06s on this roster.
We'll clarify again, when I say double underager, he's a 1-year underage, born after September 15th. So that makes him a double underager by draft standards, but you can see the skills of James Higgins. 2 assists coming into this game. An assist on the 3rd goal, and that very pretty 4th goal.
We saw him on the international stage back in November out in British Columbia at the Under-17 World Hockey Challenge. He torched the tournament for 21 points in 7 games, playing on a line with Cole Eiserman, who tied Ovechkin's single tournament goals record in that event with 12. Higgins set the tournament record for assists and points with 13 assists on the 21 points.
There's your answer. I was talking about a disappointing no goal by Ryan Fine, a bounce back immediately after by James Higgins. That's the coveted 2-goal lead for the U.S.
Here's Topias Hyninen. Back to the line, and Finland's right back to where they were a period ago, down by 2. Already erased the deficit once. They'll have to replicate the feat again. Oliver Moore cruising in offside. Ryan Fine just a half step ahead.
Carey Terrance with the touch coming out of the zone, a name we haven't said as much as we said in the last game. He was very prominent. The Erie Otter had scored 30 goals in the OHL and coming in at 3 assists so far in the tournament. The talented goal scorer hanging around the front of that net. Lined up with Oliver Moore. Moore scored the first goal of the game from Ryan Fine. Terrance yet to get on the score sheet today.
Here's Kivi Harju, shovels it back. Junkari down the ice. That missed everybody. Icing charge to Finland.
So explaining Terrance the ability to go to the OHL to pick up a player for this tournament. Full discretion to do that if you're the U.S., but they tend to stay with kids that go through the program, Victor. It's pretty rare. They'll go outside for the World Juniors, but for the most part, this U18 team is the exact team that has spent 2 years together in Plymouth, honing their skills as a group, and that's the strength, is that they have all played together. Too tempting to go outside the organization to grab a goal-scoring Carey Terrence.
9:42 to go in the second. Penalty on the play. USA leading in Basel 4-2.
Join the fans of Canada's game across the country and around the world and be a Hockey Canada insider. Receive news and features about Team Canada, events, promotions, and much more. Sign up at hockeycanada.ca/insider.
You know that Royale Tiger Towel paper towel is Tiger Strong, but did you know it's carbon neutral? Tiger Towel is part of an organization that plants millions of trees each year and responsibly manage forests. Royale, trusted quality, carbon neutral.
Dear Mrs. Barr, we're writing this letter because buying a home hasn't been easy. After all those late nights and weekends of open houses and offers, seeing yours, well, we saw the start of something.
Buying your first home isn't easy. At Quest Mortgage, we'll show you a better way to get there. Welcome to the new way to mortgage.
Will Vogt sitting in the box for a hook, and it seems the ebbs and flows of Dan Muse rather in this period. You can see the hook as he comes around right there, gets the stick into the midsection of Jonkari. Another explanation for Dan Muse, who's, if he were being paid by the word on how much he's talked to the officials this period, would be a very rich man. A lot of conversations with the U.S. coach. Opportunity for this talented Finnish power play to go back to work. This is what got them back in the game, with Helenius scoring the first power play goal against the U.S. in this tournament.
1 for 2 on the power play in the game, 3 for 8 in the tournament. Aaron Kiviharju hesitates, passes off to Helenius. Got Haltinen on the near side. He's got it now. Kasper Haltinen. For Aaron Kiviharju. Haltinen. Down low, Kupalainen. Back up the middle. Tuomas Uurinen sets up in front on Augustine, supplying the screen, and the shot from Kiviharju searched out by Augustine with the glove, and he hangs on.
An important shot for Kiviharju because of the talent on both sides. Helenius on one side, Haltinen on the other side. Both right shots, both skilled. Helenius with the goal today from his strong side. But they're interchangeable. Their willingness to shoot the puck states that you have to shoot it if you're the guy in the middle, so the U.S. respects that. Otherwise, they'll just sit on the flanks. So a good shot by Kiviharju to get it through, get it on net, and that will open up the flanks for the shots that they would prefer.
This one sizzled down the ice. Vini will leave it behind for Pieniemi. Finland on the attack, and the shot from Kiiskinen misses blocker side on Augustine. Pieniemi plays it across. He'll get it back. One-timer from Kiiskinen. Big block from Eero Manetian.
There's the third talented right shot skill player, Kiiskinen, who doesn't play on the first unit, but he's the go-to guy of the second unit.
And he plays it off to Jesse Nurmi. Nurmi through the slot. Offloads. Pass from Järventie up high. Pieniemi. Off to Järventie. Pieniemi for Kiiskinen. Switches with Pieniemi. And it's taken by Emil Järventie. Järventie off the wing. Augustine lost sight of it, but it's cleared out down the ice, and that'll do it for the Finnish power play.
Good traffic in front. That may have hit the U.S. defender. Looked like it was a dangerous shot up high on the short side on Augustine.
Will Vogt steps out of the box. O'Neill Lynn steps into the zone for the Finns, and from low in the zone, he'll pass it up high for Aaron Kiviharju. Bit of a cross up there at the line, allows Will Smith to fire it ahead. Here's Cole Hudson. Swings around in the offensive zone. Drops it for Will Smith. Through the slot, and the shot is blocked by Lind. Stays alive. Finland will direct it out to center. Here comes Kusala. Cross-ice pass didn't get through. He'll shovel it back around. Up the ice. And shot in by Drew Fortescue. Kiviharju up for Lepa. Pass off the skate up to Kusala. He dodges Hudson as he passes off. Shot from Holden right past Augustine. And Finland are clawing their way back into this contest again.
Well, Holden, the highest rated Finnish skater on this team, rated number 9 in the European rankings. And the midterms, Kasper Holden, who was a standout in that first game. Full flight, good rush. Just an evasion of Cole Hudson right there. Slides the puck over. And I thought Augustine was off his angle a little bit earlier on a shot that he stopped. This one catches him just inside the post. That is a nifty little move coming up ice by Kusla. Slides the puck over to the big captain, Halton, and inside the post. Oh, and Halton comes back and has a little something to say to Trey Augustine. Imagine that.
Some tension brewing as we enter the late stages of the second stanza. Third of the tournament for Kasper Halttunen. Battle for it here along the far side. It doesn't take much, does it, for Halttunen to find a hole? He's got it again now on the wing. This time passes up the middle. That just missed the mark. Halttunen had the game winner against Switzerland, where he decided to just drive the net and stuff it home. As Oliver Moore is shifting into the corner. Curls it back around the boards. Paul Fisher passes off on the wing. Now Hagens to the line. Lays it back down the wing, and shot looking to go up high. Hera Manetian could not beat Vini. Fine, passes off, shot, block, rebound. That one skitters just wide as Terrance plays it over to Fine. Manetian keeps it moving. Here's Buam with a shot. And back around, it's just held in at the line. Fine moved it over for Manetian. Aaron Manetian drifting to the point. Shot for the slot, in and out of the glove of Vini. Off the glass, not out. Zach Scholz, who's out there now, keeps it in. He takes this shot, just missed. And Manetian reels it in.
Aggressive push by the U.S. 5 minutes to go in this period.
Down low, what a look for Hagens. That puck just stays out. Sharp angle for a left-handed shot. And he almost beat Vini up high.
Victor, we're watching the confidence of young James Hagens grow right in front of our eyes.
Here's Will Vogt back for Hagens. Can't pull the trigger this time. Tied up by Unkari. And the Finns break out to center. They'll just slide it ahead as they change it up.
A nice spirited push by both squads after that 4-3 goal.
Unkari pounded along the boards. He's wrapped up. James Hagens was all over him as it comes out to center for Finland once more. On the break-in, this shot from Kiviharju just missed blocker side on Augustine. Finland stay with it. Kumpalainen for Kiviharju. Hits the brakes. He's brought down by Vogt for the second time this period. Vogt will go to the penalty box. 2 minutes for hooking. The Finns are down by 1 into the power play when we come back.
Hey, I'm Richard, and yeah, I'm hungry. Thanks to good food and their no food waste mission, I haven't had a decent scrap in months. Gooder? It's not even a word.
I can't believe this place is ours.
Should we go with Sunset Marigold or Bright Eyed Susan?
Oh, you were the paint specialist. I'm better at sorting out our mortgage, which was super easy with RBC.
Super easy.
They paired us with our own mortgage specialist who give us helpful advice and our best rate.
Another good idea. Boom. Does RBC need a paint specialist?
Maybe.
I can work with maybe.
Get up to $3,500 and 55,000 Avion points with an RBC mortgage.
Join the fans of Canada's game across the country and around the world and be a Hockey Canada insider. Receive news and features about Team Canada, events, promotions, and much more. Sign up at hockeycanada.ca/insider.
And no, this is not a replay. This is Will Vogt back in the penalty box. Just that stick foul on Kiwi Harju. We've talked about Kiwi Harju's ability to walk the blue line on the power play, use that same lateral movement to catch Will Vogt. Finland back on the power play.
1 for 3 on the day. Kiwi Harju for Helenius. Back to Kiwi Harju. Haltnen take the one-timer. Haltnen plays it down low. Kopalainen back out, and fanning on it is Helenius. Then Finland have to get back in a hurry. Here comes Danny Nelson lugging it in on the left side. He'll opt to just hit the brakes and ends up clearing it out of play for the stoppage.
I thought there was going to be too many men on the ice for the Finnish squad coming back, but Danny Nelson's been a principal penalty killer. 3 points in the tournament so far, and the big centerman out of Maple Grove, Minnesota is on his way to Notre Dame as well. 6'3", 200 pounds, and a promising all-round game for Coach Jeff Jackson waiting at Notre Dame.
Maple Grove, Minnesota, same hometown as Brock Faber, World Junior captain for USA from 2022, Olympian, and now member of the Minnesota Wild.
Having quite an impact so far in the playoffs.
In transition, well defended by USA as they fling it down the ice. Tenacious forecheck to follow up. Tied up was Carter Slager as he's worked to the ice.
That is good up ice pressure. Not sitting back at all.
Nurmi knocked away momentarily. Kiskinen fishes it away. At the line, mighty close, but he kept it in as he plays it back for Pieniemi. Pieniemi passes off, gets it back from Järventie. Nurmi for Pieniemi. Stumbles. Pressured as they'll keep it in at least momentarily. Minetti and Nelson trying to get it out, and it'll be Guzzo who clears it down the length of the ice.
Very strong and important penalty kill late in this period by the U.S. Similar script to this first period where they were up 2 and Finland tied it late. Finland looking to do the same right now.
Final seconds of the power play. Will Vogt steps out of the box, and USA get away with it unscathed. Up ice comes Kusala. Over the line with Lepa. Kusala chucks it back around the boards. Kusala looking for Lind. Slager plays it ahead to Will Smith. Confidently over the line, hands it off. Gabe Perreault, which Slager in front, and don't know how Vini could have seen anything there with the screen as the puck made its way just wide anyway. And Boyan plays it to center. Will Smith starting it over the line, up the middle, makes a move. Here's Smith, he scores! Will Smith all by himself, and the lead for USA late in the second is back to 2.
That is an enormous wow goal for Will Smith. The individual skill in the neutral zone, the lateral movement, the stop and go, the restart, the power through, just a sliver of an opening, and takes his puck to the forehand, and even the shot, it looks like he's going to deep back to his backhand. Watch the release right here. Just inside the post. Vini back a little bit deep. Will Smith exploits the depth of the goalie, and a spectacular individual effort for Will Smith to make it 5-3 for the U.S. as the Finns were pushing tie.
Turning the Finnish defense inside out for his 4th of the tournament.
We've seen some nice goals in that tournament. I'm not sure we've seen an individual effort like that, Victor.
So 5-3 for the United States. Will Smith unassisted.
Vic, I can tell you from experience, when you're sitting watching a tournament, you're watching young players, you work for a team, you're scouting or you're managed for a team, and you see a skill like that, you're just silent for a couple of minutes. You're trying to envision them.
Here we go again in transition. And a shot from Oliver Moore, who started the goal scoring all the way back early in the first period. Couldn't convert. 24 seconds to go in the second. Turned over, back in front to the backhand, and Vini makes the save. This time denying Carey Terrence.
The first good opportunity Terrence has had today. That's his turf coming into that area. Excellent skill by Ryan Fine and the steal, and Vini just essentially outweights Terrence as he crosses to his backhand. But as I mentioned, you're watching a young player like Will Smith play, and you're trying to envision him, first of all, in your colors, and second of all, if you're going to let him wear number 2 as a forward, or who is wearing number 2 in your team,
I was about to say,
give it up.
I can't imagine there's a lot of NHL teams out there right now that have number 2 available to begin with.
Exact point, and if you do, you might have to ask somebody to switch their number, but you might happily do so to add a talent like Will Smith. Excuse me, I might need that number 2.
Wow, another goal-filled period. Finns playing catch-up throughout this contest. They find themselves at a 2-goal deficit once again, this time through 40. The score is 5-3 for the United States after 2 periods of play in Basel.
Internet without malicious websites. Without malware-ridden files. Zen. Be more cyber zen. Get NordVPN.
92% of households that kick off the year with Peloton are still active a year later? Yeah, actively using it as a coat rack.
Congrats on 50 rides!
Okay, but it's still just a fad. Just an elitist fitness coat.
Come on, guys, I know this isn't easy, but we got this.
You'll give up eventually.
Seriously? 92%.
92% stick with it. So can you. Start a 30-day home trial today. Terms apply.
Sunset Marigold?
Your call. I'm better at sorting out our mortgage, which was super easy with RBC. They paired us with our own mortgage specialist who give us helpful advice and our best rate.
Boom. Get up to $3,500 and 55,000 Avion points with an RBC mortgage.
When it comes to your lawn, it's time to call the experts. With ecology-friendly lawn care from Nutrilon. We nourish your lawn, get rid of your weeds, and stop insects such as chinch bugs and grubs from tearing up your yard. You'll enjoy a lush, weed, and pest-free lawn all summer long with Nutrilon. Nutrilon has been nourishing the lawns and lives of Canadians for over 35 years. Call the experts today. Call 1-888-NUTRILON or visit Nutrilon.com.
Elevate your experience with Genesis, with transparent, all-inclusive pricing and Genesis at-home services, where opulent craftsmanship enhances the beauty of openness. And the Genesis complimentary 5-year care plan gives you peace of mind. Electric luxury is here in the first ever Genesis electrified GV70. Electric elevated.
Gosh, I look young there.
The first ever Legends trading card packs are at Tim's now. Collect them all.
I'll trade one of you for one of me.
Be safe out there.
2 Rookie Tuesday on CTV is now 2 Good Tuesday.
Wow.
With 2 more top dramas joining the lineup.
Anybody ever seen anything like this?
The crew on 911 Lone Star. and that dapper detective, Will Trent.
As you can see, I'm overjoyed about it.
The rookie.
Right.
911 Lone Star.
Let's get to work.
The rookie feds.
This is a matter of life or death.
Will Trent.
Boom.
Tuesdays are too good on CTV.
The U.S. with the best power play coming into day 4, and Cole Eiserman, he was at it again, scoring on the man advantage. And here he is at the intermission.
Cole, your 6th goal of the tournament, 4th on the power play, both lead everyone here. How comfortable are you out there?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of really feel comfortable out there trying to score goals, and it's kind of my job, so.
You've played with James Hagens all year. He set you up on that one. Tell me a little bit about him playing with him.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, throughout the year, we've built a lot of chemistry, and it's good to see him work with each other, so it's good.
Up a pair with 20 minutes to go. How do you close this one out?
Just kind of playing what we've been doing all game, kind of just playing hard in the USA way, so that's it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Cole.
That's it. That's all. And a milestone for Cole Eiserman as well. That was his 100th point of the season. He is the 3rd player on Team USA to reach that mark here this season. And it's interesting to note, Will Smith, Cole Eiserman both getting goals in the game. Gabe Perreault, who had that record-setting day yesterday against Norway, 0 points. What's wrong with Gabe Perreault? All right.
Well, maybe he enjoyed his record-setting day.
He's fine. He's letting everyone else
too much at 17.
So far, they don't need him, that's for sure. Team USA with the lead over Finland. Again, the battle for top spot in Group B. One of the biggest things with this team, apart from the teamwork and the familiarity and the chemistry between all of these teammates on the U.S. team, is the explosiveness and the talent, and that was definitely on display here in that 2nd period.
Even against a team like Finland, who is one of the top teams in the tournament and can defend and skate as well as the USA can, you still see the individual skill. This is a beautiful play by Cole Hudson. He gets the puck inside the zone. Dave Poulin talked about him at the start of the game. A nice saucer pass, and there's the Eiserman goal. Absolutely beautiful play. And this is a nice play. James Hagens, another underage, between the legs, pulls it between the legs to keep it away from the stick of the defender, slides it in the far side, and then Will Smith. What more can you say about the #1 center and the #1 line in the tournament? Reads the play. I love the way he protects the puck. You see a stick get slashed away, but he keeps the puck away from the defenders, and he just stick handles his way through. I mean, he goes through 4 players in that. Last time I saw one of those, I think it was Connor McDavid going through the Rangers. Not that I'm going to compare him. You don't normally see it. I did. Well, no, I compared the play. I didn't compare the player. The play, you don't normally see a player stick handle through 4 players in the opposition at their blue line, go in and score like that. That was a thing of beauty. But the U.S. is a very deep team, very skilled team. And all of their goals in that period, we saw skill on display.
Firepower when it comes to Team USA. As for Finland, you know, there's been a couple times in this game where it looked like the U.S. was going to pull away, but Finland's kind of always been lurking around and making things interesting once again. This team also has a lot of talent and firepower on it.
They sure do. They get 2 in the first period when they're down by 2. They're a team that doesn't go away. They're going to continue to push. Casper Halton gets a really nice goal. Kind of catches Cole Hudson in a very rare bad decision as he tries to step up in the middle of the ice. Maybe he didn't even think Hudson or Halton was on the far side. But this shows you the number 11th ranked European skater in Central Scouting is Casper Halton. That's a great shot. Far side, just inside the post. And Finland is loaded with talent. And in this game, the talent on display has been more for the U.S., and that's why they're up by 2. Some very pretty goals, but they can't take their foot off the gas pedal. We've seen it before with Finland. This is a game for first place in the division. This is a big game. I would expect a good push in the 3rd period by Finland.
Haltonen had some words for Trey Augustine after that goal as well. We noticed that's for sure. All right, well, day 4 is starting to wind down at these U18, so it's a perfect time to look back at what went down. Stick around. We've got the highlights, and they're coming up next.
Imagine Dad when he was a kid. He didn't have Sparkly to show him how to brush. He must have had to remember everyone's order in his head. He couldn't even watch golf in the yard. And imagine getting your allowance in coins.
Imagine what it'll be like when yours owes me.
At the Nissan Institute of Thrilology, we make sure the road gets your motor running. An excellent performance in performance. Technology passes with flying colors. and confidence that's off the charts. The Nissan Rogue, Thrillology approved.
During the Nissan test at the Thrill event, lease a 2023 Rogue from $99 weekly for only 24 months.
From the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, the Ego zero-turn riding mower with e-steer technology drives like a car, turns on a dime. And it cuts up to 2.5 acres on a single charge. Find an Ego retailer near you.
Today, you took delicious Centrum multi-gummies and took one more step toward taking charge of your health with essential vitamins and minerals for energy metabolism and immune support. So every day, you can say, with Centrum multi-gummies.
I can't believe this place is ours.
Should we go with Sunset Marigold or Bright-Eyed Susan?
Oh, you were the paint specialist. I'm better at sorting out our mortgage, which was super easy with RBC.
Super easy.
They paired us with our own mortgage specialist who give us helpful advice and our best rate.
Another good idea. Boom. Does RBC need a paint specialist?
Maybe.
I can work with maybe.
Get up to $3,500 and 55,000 Avion points with an RBC mortgage.
Here's how to build the deck of your dreams. With Voyage Composite Decking, you aren't just building a beautiful new deck. You're building something that spans generations. Because we guarantee that over time, there'll be morning workouts, cannonball competitions, and plenty of years for the grill master to shine. Voyage Composite Decking, available nationally at Home Hardware Building Centers. Here's how.
It's all about Group A. Slovakia and Canada kicking off our Day 4 coverage. Starting things off in the third, Canada with a 3-1 lead, but Slovakia making things interesting. It's Roman Kuchenberg with a drop pass to Peter Cesar. Slovakia came back from a 2-goal deficit against Sweden in their last game, keeping the heat on Canada in this one. The Slovaks within 1, but Canada on the power play not long after. And there's your insurance goal. Macklin Celebrini, the 16-year-old. Nice goal from him, and that would be the game winner as Canada has now won 2 in a row. Staying in Group A and checking in on the defending champs and the group leaders, that would be Team Sweden, taking on Czechia, coming off its first win of this tournament. Still awaiting the first goal of the game, though, now in the third, and this was the TSN turning point. Czechia about to go shorthanded when coach Jakub Petter has some words for the ref. Missed a too-many-men penalty, according to Petter. He's given a delay of game penalty for all of his troubles, so Sweden, 2-man advantage, and the Swedes would convert. Tom Olander doing the honors. Sweden has yet to trail in this tournament. They would add an empty netter, and with the win, the Swedes capture Group A. As we take a look at your scores now for day number 4 at these U18s. The other result, Switzerland 5-1 over Latvia, which means Switzerland has clinched a spot in the quarterfinals as well. So I mentioned Sweden winners of Group A with one more game still to go. Trying to figure out everything else after that. Canada, though, back on track after losing its opening game against Sweden, sitting at 6 points in second place. For Group B, we know what's on the line between the U.S. and Finland. Tomorrow, a very big game between Norway and Latvia. The winner of that one will likely lock up a quarter-final berth, while the other one will have to battle it out in the relegation round to try and stay up with the main group next tournament. All right, Dave, we've been focusing on Canada. That was our first game of the day, and a tight game between Canada and Slovakia. But for the Canadians, right near the end of the game, it wasn't the veterans or the returning players. It was a pair of 16-year-olds that really tilted the balance.
It's surprising. I suppose shouldn't use the word surprising, but it's nice to see the youngsters. And this is Porter Martone, who plays the Mississauga Steelheads. This is a fantastic short-handed goal between the legs, goes far side. And this is a thing of beauty, but a 16-year-old doing it in in-game action on the world stage, and then Macklin celebrating. That's how you score 46 goals in the USHL with the Chicago Steel on the power play. 2 special teams goals by 16-year-olds. Celebrini is available for the 2024 draft. He's going to be up there with the top picks, top-ranked picks. Porter Martone, his father Mike, was on his way. I know Mike from Peterborough. He's on his way to Switzerland. I hope he made it for that game. He is a late 2006 birth. He's not eligible until the 2025 draft. And they both come up big for Team Canada against Slovakia.
Canada has a day off tomorrow. They'll play the Czechs in the final day of the preliminary round on Tuesday. A very important game when it comes to seeding and those quarterfinal spots. Well, who is going to be on top Group B by the end of today? One more period to decide. Ahoy, mate.
Tim Hortons is great if I want something quick and tasty.
On the go? Go for Tim's new savory pastries. They're freshly baked throughout the day, flaky, creamy, and served warm.
This could be my new favorite snack.
Available in herb and garlic and jalapeno. Now served warm.
Here's to those who ask how. Like Kevin, who asked Janine from Home Hardware how to build a place to work. Or not work. Or Siobhan, who took Josh's advice and created a front yard worthy of this TV commercial. Or Eric and Sasha, who asked Julie how to reimagine their backyard so they could be more outdoorsy. Complete your next project with helpful advice from thousands of store owners and team members across Canada. Home Hardware and Building Centers. Here's how.
Non-drowsy Claritin provides 24-hour relief from symptoms caused by indoor and outdoor allergens. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
Internet without trackers. Without malware-ridden files. Zen. Be more cyber zen. Get NordVPN.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs survived the North Pole? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And they're all emission-free. But don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination and takes your breath away. Nissan EVs aren't just electric. They electrify you.
From the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, the Ego zero-turn riding mower with E-steer technology drives like a car, turns on a dime. And it cuts up to 2.5 acres on a single charge. Find an Ego retailer near you.
The Masked Singer is back!
The new season is epic, with weekly themes.
New York night, 80s night, Alba night,
and a new twist.
Whoa!
That will have everyone talking.
What? Somebody's messing with us.
Get into The Masked Singer Wednesday, 8/9 Mountain, only on CTV. Stream on all your favorite devices.
4 more goals coming in that second period. Cole Eiserman with his 6th of the tournament, 4th on the power play. He leads the tournament in both of those categories. 1 more period to go, so without further ado, here again is Victor and Dave.
2 periods down, 1 to go in Basel this afternoon from the Under-18 IIHF World Hockey Championship from Basel and Joie, Switzerland, USA, Finland. This is the Clash of Titans in Group B action, and so far it is delivered in the entertainment category. 5-3 for USA through 2 periods, 8 goals so far, and there could be a lot more to come here in the third.
No question, the third time the U.S. has been up by 2 goals, but the first time the Finns battled back and tied it at 2. The second time they drew within 1 at 4-3 and were threatening to tie it up when Will Smith lit it up in the last couple of minutes with one of the more spectacular and almost the way he plays, almost understated in how spectacular it was. Like it didn't seem like it was so flashy till you realize what he did. That is a talented young man.
So third period underway. Finland trying to erase a 2-goal deficit for the second time in this game. They did it late in the first period. They have been playing catch up. The United States have not trailed at all in this tournament. Shot in from center. Augustine fields it with the glove. Fortescue plays it ahead to center. Smith sweeps it over. Kiiskinen back for Hellenius. Circles the net. Takes the shot, blocked. USA in over the line. Smith centering feed didn't get through. Shot incoming from Hudson. That's blocked as well. At the line, Schultz can't hold it. USA forced to tag up at center as Gindiniemi passes off to Halttunen. Halttunen looks up the middle. Alessio is tied up. And Halttunen picks it off on the wing. Alessio back up the middle for Halttunen. Shot doesn't get through to Augustine. Brought back to center by Oliver Moore. Moore, low shot on Vini. Shut the door. And the backhand is sent out of play into the Finnish bench.
A good pace here to start things off with. Alessio with a chance there coming in. A pass coming across, actually off the skate of Manetnian. Manetnian coming back into the play, so didn't even get to the front of the net, but a good push here by the Finns. Right out of the gate in the third, which you would fully expect. The U.S. bench, they've got to be saying, guys, we've got enough goals to win. Let's really button it down defensively here in this third period.
Up to center. Uronen shot. When stung Augustine. It was off his body and back out quick. As Zeev Buyum tied up with Jorventi. And Kumpalainen. Fished away by Hagens. Look out. Turnover in front. The backhand from Jorventi, saving another stop from Augustine. He's lost his goal stick. The play's whistled down. There's going to be a penalty here to the Finns for tripping.
And that is frustrating. It'll be Kumpalainen going to the box. He had a couple of glorious scoring opportunities. Hagen's turnover below the top of the circles. Watch, Hagen starts back with it, just a little cough up here. And now they're coming, and there's one, and there's a second opportunity there. Kumpalainen coming across. What a save by a stickless Trey Augustine. And then in frustration, he reaches out and grabs the skate for Paul Fisher. And a power play for the U.S., which has been very strong all day, all tournament.
Here's Gabe Perreault. From center, he'll drop it back. USA on the power play. Here's Smith streaking it again as he passed across off a leg. And it's cleared down ice by Finland.
Once again on the rush, Smith, just the deception, just a tiny little pull around the defender. It doesn't appear overly dramatic at all, but boy, he goes through people.
Here's Perreault. He passes across. That one's sent just wide. And to the line, it's not out. Nice move in from the line from Smith off to Perreault. Oh, what a beautiful play this is. Carey Terrance finishes it off in front. Smith to Perreault to Terrance, and it's 6-3 USA.
We've talked about the goal-scoring prowess of Carey Terrance, and there it is, knowing where to go, knowing who you're playing with. He understands Gabe Perreault and his vision. He understands the positioning. The play starts with a Perreault rush, but Smith back at the point. Watch the look to Perreault. Perreault flares out. There's the look. Well, nifty stick work. And back across as soon as it closed on Perreault. He slides it across to a wide open Carey Terrance. Why is he wide open? Because he knows where to go. Stick on the ice, planted, and hammered home. Exactly why Carey Terrance was added to this team was for that ability.
Back the other way, a break right up the middle. Augustine the save, they score! Off the rebound, Jesse Kiiskinen. A quick strike back for the Finns, who stayed within two.
And you know the goal has been answered when you don't have time to finish describing it, and they're moving on to the next one. Right off the face-off, watch the pass up the middle. Absolutely springy Nuri. And it looked like Schultz had saved one, but he knocked it right back to Kiiskinen. Kiiskinen has something to say to the U.S. bench going by, too. And this Finnish team will not go away. The trio of talented right-handers, Kiiskinen, Helenius, Haltman, number 23, number 34, and number 10 have almost been interchangeable in their production in this tournament, haven't they, Victor?
Well, Kiiskinen's on the board now with his first of the tournament. NHL Central Scouting have him at number 13 among European skaters. He's number 39 on Craig Button's list, just outside the first round. Here's Cole Hudson. Better get back into the play because we might have another goal here at this rate within seconds. As off the boards, Moore looking to shoot, can't get it through. Back into the slot. Curled wide of the net as Ryan Fine and Drew Fortescue both get to it. At the line, Kiviharju will elevate it through center. Puck stays in play. Kasper Halttunen nudges it forward. Over the line, picked up and into the corner. Goes punch to Helenius. Halttunen battling with Fine behind the net. Back around the kick plate it comes for Oliver Moore. Back up the middle for Cole Hudson. He'll slow it down. Turns back around, skates it up, and passes over for Smith. Here comes Will Smith. Backhand off the boards. No one's there at the line. Manetian's got it now at center. Gabe Perreault passes it back. Nice move by Leonard up the middle, and he fires the shot off of Pianiemi. From the point, tipped wide. Leonard down in the corner, just back to his feet now as Will Smith lugs it high in the zone. Circling around, here he goes again. Smith lost the handle on it this time as he takes his seat. Pianiemi can't clear it though. Leonard low takes a shot that's redirected by Gabe Perreault. Vianney makes the save. And down the ice it goes for icing. Not even 5 minutes into this third.
We have seen that inside move by Will Smith 3 or 4 times now. Schultz absolutely pulled that one out of the net. That's headed in, but he knocks it right onto the tape of Kiiskinen, who bangs it home. 6-4, and to say this match has been spirited would be an understatement.
Feels like we've had a period's worth of entertainment the first 5 minutes of the third.
Yeah, it's really been fun. Two good hockey teams.
Here's Paul Fisher. Tries to launch that one into the offensive zone.
Steve Bouillon with his first point as well on the Will Smith goal.
Cross ice feed, that's intercepted, fired down the ice. And here come the Finns in transition. Kupalainen looks to pass it over. Kupalainen goes down in a heap to the boards.
That's well played by Steve Bouillon. Sorry, Victor. That's a really well played 2-on-1 by Steve Bouillon, who gets his first point.
Shot up high on Augustine for Kupalainen, and Augustine gets on top of this for the whistle.
Not sure the defensive coaches would be thrilled today, but from an offensive standpoint, there's been some execution on both sides. Special teams, rush plays, and individual skill that has shone on both sides of these rosters.
So the assist for Bouillon, it's all but 2 skaters on this American team that have recorded at least a point in the tournament thus far. Not even through game 3.
Just feel like you're not resting easy if you're the Americans right now. Like, this Finnish team is not done playing with a little over 13 minutes left in this third period of this preliminary round game.
And over the line, and on the back check is Danny Nelson. Usually took the puck away as it comes over for Fortescue. Out through center. Now Väisänen backtracking in his own end.
I continue to be impressed with the all-around game of Danny Nelson. Good on the forecheck, very good on the back check.
Crossing in over the line. Finland on the attack. Here's the shot. One-timer from Jokinen. And the kick saved by Augustine.
Augustine would like to think if we're getting 6 that I'm going to have a fairly relaxing day. It has been anything but.
Here's Brady Cleveland. He passes out for Moore. Stripping away the puck is only Lind. Round it comes for Tom Lepa. Moore over the line, doesn't get far. Pianiemi passes across. Kangas right back to the near side. Helenius set back up again for Kangas. Head to center, left side, cross-ice dump for Halton and off the boards. Skipping in front. Never came in toward Augustine though, as it's held in by Finland. Taken out of the slot, racing through center, onside, Oliver Moore. Up the middle, no shot. Defended well as Kerry Terrance along the board, shuffles it down low, out of the reach of Ryan Fine. And Aaron Kiviharju throws it back again. Junkeri crossing over into American territory. Heinonen back to the line. Junkeri's shot doesn't get through. Jokinen back toward the end boards. Held up by Paul Fisher. Jesse Kiiskanen skates it around in the corner. Back up toward the line. Junkeri takes it out of his skate. Mays of sticks and legs in front. Trickles wide of Augustine. And he'll cover it up at the side. 11-12 to go in the third. USA enjoying a 6-4 lead over Finland.
Internet without trackers. Without malware-ridden files. Zen. Be more cyber zen. Get NordVPN.
Engineers don't just build things. They build solutions to make our world better. From designing treatments that give hope to those facing disease, to smarter cities that help keep our loved ones safe. They build new ways to harness renewable energy to create a better tomorrow. And they make today brighter by sparking the confidence of a young child. Because that's what engineers do. They build hope for a better future for us all. Canada's engineers, building tomorrows.
Woo! It's finally spring! Let's get these winter tires off now! Don't need this, or these, and I don't need this.
Get those winter tires off now. Not weeks from now like the other guys.
Laurie Merkivi with the whiteboard out there, talking specifically to his defenseman. This threatening U.S. squad has been all over, particularly on the rush. And what they do, particularly this first line, the 2-4-9 line, if you will, of Will Smith, Gabe Perreault, and Ryan Leonard, they come together really well, and then they spread out really well. But they're always there to support each other in the close pass. But the minute they sense that they're in full control, they find lanes and they spread out, and they are dangerous.
And here comes Finland back over the line, but an errant pass is intercepted by Zachary Schultz. Up to center for Gabe Perreault. Juggling it here at the line. Finland come in, and the shot from Uhrinen carries wide. Minadian posted up into the corner with Venti. And the puck slowly makes its way down ice. Back through center. Vogt takes some contact from Lind, dodges another hit, plays it back to Hudson, cross ice. Here's Fortescue with his shot. Sizzles that wide. And Pianiemi saucers it ahead for Lind. Pass picked off by Hudson. Turns it back into his own zone. Now Fortescue with half the third period gone. Carries it in on the left side. The shot stopped by Vini. And he covers it up for the whistle.
There could be something late here. And maybe on the Finland side.
That's Emil Kusala.
That's a costly penalty if he's going alone. And maybe one from each squad going here, but that's an after the whistle call, which coaches have no tolerance for. seemingly very innocent. Then Kusla comes in and Cole Eiserman is taken down. That is simply an undisciplined penalty, and the referee is taking one guy. That's exactly what he should do. That's the way to end all nonsense. That's a frustrating penalty for Finland to take and put the very capable power play back on Cole Eiserman, who was the targeted player in that case by Kusla, is on the ice and would like nothing better than to smile after he scores a goal in this power play.
He's already got one power play goal in the game. 6 goals in the tournament. He fires here, but it's off the mark. And Oliver Moore off the boards, right in on Vini, still loose, and the puck is cleared down the ice.
Will Vogt has been around the puck in a very positive manner today, both at the offensive end and the defensive end.
Over the blue line, up the middle for Moore, couldn't settle it. Clearing attempt is fired right off of Drew Fortescue as it comes back into the American zone. Hudson ahead for Fortescue. Crossing the blue line. And Eiserman plays it down low. Here's Cole Eiserman off the wing, takes the shot. Caught a piece of Vini. Lepa around the boards, clears it down the ice.
Cole Eiserman is not shy to shoot the puck in a good way.
Here's Cole Hudson. Left for Smith. Offside as he made a move. Gabe Perreault got just ahead of him, and the faceoff will come out neutral territory.
Well, that move in the neutral zone is so incredibly deceptive by Will Smith that he threw his own guy offside 5 seconds later. Good shot by Oliver Moore, and Vogt once again hanging out in front of that net, looking for something. Conversation going on between the two players there.
Will Smith is deking out everyone today. All players included.
What a move in the neutral zone right there. Just, you know, doesn't lead to anything. It leads to an offside of his own guy, but boy, does he have that ability to make people miss or to make people think he's going somewhere that he has no intention of going.
Some players do it with speed and explosiveness. He just seems to do it with pure illusion, doesn't he?
I think he does it with, I think, poise and illusion. Like there's a little mystique to it, but it's effective.
William passes back to the slot. Smith fires the shot right off a leg. Hit Junkeri out to center.
Now the top 9 forwards, the only one without a point today is Ryan Leonard.
Here he is. Leonard up the middle. Shot is blocked as he goes for a tumble. And Kusla is out of the box. Back to 5-on-5 with 7:50 to go in the third.
The other 8 forwards all have points, and 3 of them have multiple point games going. Will Smith, Gabe Perreault, and James Higgins.
This is directed off the end boards by Paul Fisher. Kieskinen plays it around, and now Brady Cleveland has it. Snaps the pass through center. This one will go for icing.
Winding down here, a little over 7 minutes to play, and there's nothing better the U.S. would like. Here's Will Smith's day. The moves are so subtle and so good. You can just see the puck control. There's the magic little backhand toe drag pull to the assist on the Terrance goal, and pretty nifty hands to go with some pretty nifty feet to go with a seemingly very smooth hockey mind.
Hendrickson shot that in for Vini to stop behind the net. Comes back to center. Will Smith is looking to try and make it 5 straight years for an American player taken top 5 in the NHL draft. Logan Cooley, third overall to the Coyotes last year, kept that streak alive. And it'll be close this year. Some great competition from all over the world for top 5 spots in the NHL draft this year, a lot of which is at this tournament right now. Here's Hellenius. He passes out in front, right through the crease. No one there to take it for the Finns.
I thought he had a route to the net there. He kind of swung outside his own guy. Seemed to get in the way, and he backed off. Back to Will Smith. Be interesting to see if Montreal has a shot at him after the draft positioning, because his youth coach.
There's a high-level familiarity there.
Kent Hughes is the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens. Coached him in youth hockey.
That was with the Boston Junior Eagles, as this shot carries wide of the net. On the short side, shot from Kopalainen. This is absorbed by Augustine for the whistle with 6:06 to go in the third. It's a 6-4 lead for USA.
Why are these so bad?
If I would have used kayak to book our car, we could have saved on our trip instead of during our trip.
Kayak. Search one and done.
Hockey fans, get your Hockey Canada gear at shop.hockeycanada.ca. The official online store of Hockey Canada and the largest selection of Hockey Canada gear anywhere. Get jerseys, men's and women's tees, hoodies, headwear, and more. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. Shop.hockeycanada.ca. A Fanatics experience.
Feeling healthy by leaps and bounds. Making a dinner that makes their whole day. And giving your best friend the best nutrients for their best life. Science did that.
Another day, another strong offensive performance for the United States at the Under-18 World Championship as we make our way through the group stage. Our coverage on TSN will resume Tuesday, final day of group stage action. Sweden, Germany, Switzerland, USA, Czechia, Canada, Finland, Norway. All on TSN. And then, of course, the quarterfinals on Thursday. That'll be a fun day. Busy couple days coming up on TSN, and of course the NHL Network as well. So hello to those watching south of the border. Our friends in the States have had lots to cheer about so far in this tournament. As we'll bring it out to center under American possession again with Moore passing back. The shot rattles wide. And Aaron Manadian plays it down low for Aaron Kiviharju. Brought up the boards by Fine. Set that off a shin guard. Backhands it to Smith. Here's Smith. Can't get the shot from Kiviharju. That's a bit of a stinger, and he'll go back to the bench in some distress.
Kiviharju has been a very noticeable defender for the Finland today. In an offensive and a defensive fashion. The shot block there in Will Smith. He's been good on the power play as well.
Here's Cole Hudson scurrying through center. Hudson takes the shot just off the mark. Back around behind the net it comes for Väisänen. Picked off. Leonard has Smith. Finds it back up the middle and another beautiful finish. This time it's Gabe Perreault. And the lead swells to 7-4.
So familiar with each other, these three players who've been together for a couple years now. Boston College is hoping they're together for a couple more, heading there as a line to Chestnut Hill. Starts with the theft by Gabe Perreault. Leonard to Smith, and a beautiful saucer pass and the tap pass back. Watch as it's coming to Smith. Perreault knows he's getting this puck back. I mean, he absolutely knows he's getting that puck. And that's the familiarity that grows with playing together. His celebration on the bench. What a beautiful goal. And now, so much for saying Ryan Leonard wasn't on the score sheet. He is, with an assist on the U.S.'s 7th goal scored by Gabe Perreault.
So that's 4 points now on the game for Will Smith. So he's equaled Austin Matthews' old single-season USNTDP points record, which has now since been broken by Gabe Perreault, your latest goal scorer, who's got his 4th of the tournament.
Reminiscent of Jack Hughes and Cole Caulfield when they were breaking records with the same puck on the same
That's right.
goal. Single season and career records.
Right back in on Vini and a bit of a tester there. James Hagens with the shot for USA.
Showing the hands and picking that puck right out of the air.
Back down the wing it goes. Cole Yzerman. Off a body and Zeev Buium back into his own zone. Passes ahead. Spots Yzerman at center. Over the line. It's the second time this season as well. The USA have put up 7 against Finland. One of the stronger defensive nations. With 3:35 to go in the third, we'll bring this game home when we come back to Basel.
I just asked.
I asked. Yeah, I asked. We just asked.
Is Ozempic right for you? Just ask your doctor or visit Ozempic.ca.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Willie!
Spring into laughs.
Oh, yeah! Showtime!
Spring into one-liners.
Transaction's been canceled. Guess we're done with the advertisers.
Spring into free TV.
Here we go. Oh, yes.
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
Thousands of movies and shows live and on demand.
What was that? Exactly.
Just download the Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices.
Yes! Could be a hit.
Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
The ultra-talented 2-4-9 guy line. Will Smith, Dave Perreault, and Ryan Leonard. It starts with the back pressure by Perreault. Leonard steals the puck. Saucer pass. And they think of each other as the triangle. They're all looking to complete. And as I mentioned, you know when that puck goes from Leonard to Smith, that's not the end of the route. But there's one more pass left, and that's Gabe Perreault waiting patiently in the slot to hammer it home. Fun to watch.
From the line, Buium's shot. Ricochets wide. Back to center, and in over the line comes Danny Nelson. Nelson cruising up the middle. Vini catches a piece of this as it goes back to the corner. And played ahead to center. Kumpalainen for Orinen. He falls down. Hendrickson looking for it along the near side boards, and he's got it. Fanned on the pass, though. Bailed out by his teammate Nelson. He'll shoot it in. Up ice comes Kiviharju. Pressured by Terrance. Looked it up at the intermission. Carey Terrance, at least by my count, is the 10th player to play on this US NTDP team at this tournament while still being an active OHLer.
Amongst others, Austin Watson has done it. Patrick O'Sullivan has done it. Logan Brown, a couple of goaltenders.
Alex Nedeljkovic, he was with the Plymouth Whalers.
Obviously, the strength of their own team prevents them from having to go outside to look for players very often. But James Wisniewski, another very talented golfer, by the way. Besides his abilities as an NHL hockey player. Club champion at Muirfield at one point, I believe, in Ohio, when he was a Columbus Blue Jack.
Played junior with the Plymouth Whalers, too, in the OHL. Of course, there's a number that have played in this tournament and then gone on afterward to play in the OHL. Probably most notably Patrick Kane, who had one season, and what a brilliant season it was with the London Knights before he was drafted first overall.
Good player.
James Van Riemsdyk went second overall that year. It was the first year that Americans went 1-2 in the NHL draft. Both prior to the US NTDP.
What a nice back check right there.
Gabe Perreault.
Gabe Perreault. In a 7-4 hockey game.
Here he comes up the middle, passes off, and he'll get an assist. Ryan Leonard, just for good measure, finds the mark, and it's 8-4 for USA.
I am so impressed with that back check. by Gabe Perreault. It is a 7-4 game. He has 3 points at that point. And the most offensive player on the most offensive line comes all the way back and steals that puck. A little three-way passing play once again. And what a finish by Ryan Leonard. Skill at its finest right there. Gabe Perreault trying to steal the puck. The linesman explaining to him they only have one puck left. Can't have it.
So 4 points today for Gabe Perreault.
Will Smith with 5. Will Smith picks up the second assist on that one.
So Will Smith has 12 in the tournament. Tournament record is held by Nikita Kucherov. He had 21 points in 7 games for Russia back in 2011. So still some work to be done to try and track down the record.
And certainly expecting this tournament to tighten up as it proceeds.
USA still have one group stage game left against the Swiss. And then we'll see who they get in the quarters. And if they advance through there, the semis, and then either gold or bronze. Augustine will just keep this moving. As Cole Hudson goes for a bit of a skate.
I would
zips
keep
it down ice.
Moving too, Victor, if I could hand it off to Cole Hudson and then watch his looping, skating, deceptive evasion style. Little smile on the face of Dan Muse, one we haven't seen very often during the course of the game. Dan allows himself that smile. You're allowed to smile when you're a coach.
Been a range of emotions today for Dan Muse behind the bench.
He's used his whole emotional bucket.
Well, in the end, he will be happy with this. A bit of a back and forth affair, but the USA at the end of it never trailed, and they double up Finland to win 8-4 the final.
Strong game by Trey Augustine, and this was a very testy Finnish squad coming in and got down 2-0 early and then got able to tie it up 2-2. I felt the big goal was late in the second period by Will Smith. It was 4-3. The Finns were coming hard at that point, really pushing, and a spectacular individual effort by Will Smith made it 5-3, and I do not believe the Finns ever recovered from it, either emotionally